Gentlemen, this is going to be a raw video because I have to get this up fast because with how crypto is moving right now, I didn't even expect it to move this fast. And the lows and RWA, AI coins, and the utility coins that are going to give the craziest gains in 2025, they are going to get eaten up fast, maybe in the next hours, next day, by middle of this week at least. So I just have to get this up. It's going to be live on the jokes. That it's going to be terrible. Let's just dive straight into it because, oh, surprise, surprise. Crypto's pumping super hard. If only there was someone uploading videos telling you he was buying millions of dollars during these lows. And if only there was someone on Twitter who was telling you when he was buying millions of dollars in Solana at the absolute lows. And oh my God, I know this is hard, but maybe what if there was someone also on Twitter who just maybe a golden god of sorts that was telling you he was also buying millions of dollars of ETH and Bitcoin at their absolute lows and Tau as well. Who could have seen this coming? Who could have called it? Yep. If only there was someone like that. Ha, ha. Look, guys, seriously, I'm just going to get straight into it. I don't want to do a big intro in this video. I'm not here to gloat. I'm not here to rub it in people's faces. That's totally not my style. I'm not here to make fun of all the reply guys who are calling me Jim Cramer and inverse Becker, just like they were doing at the macro alt lows in 2020-23 when I called those. I'm not here to remind them that instead of entering 2025's biggest bull run ever with the big bags they could have had, big buys at super low prices, they are now entering it with an outlook of crippling poverty and watching everybody and get laid and make epic gains from the sidelines. I'm not here to remind them of that. I'm not here to remind them that I was right and they were wrong. Again, like always. I'm not here to do that. That's not my job here. I'm a very humble guy, most humble channel. 2025, went at 2024 as well, 2023 as well. 3 times tri-state, triple champion winner of the most humble channel. So I'm not here to do that. What I am here to do is to give you a brief little recap on what I think is happening in the market and what might be the largest utility alt season of all time. And then I want to show you some of the industries, projects, and coins that I think are going to deliver the best returns. On top of that, I'm going to share with you the insights that I'm using to find these coins so that you can, lo and behold, find your own and not be some stupid retard who copy trades a YouTuber who exclusively yells poop jokes on Twitter and make cuckold references every 5 seconds and lives in a gay bar. Maybe you can go and learn some things and do this on your own. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into that. Only thing I got to say is all those things I pointed out earlier in the video, they were all posted on Twitter because it takes me forever to make these videos. So please follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker. The posting is top tier. I post pictures of my abs and occasionally I give away fantastic cooking recipes because everybody knows on top of being the most woke alpha poppy of crypto, I make fantastic baked muffins. My blueberry muffins, you can stick them in your mouth, you can stick them in your ear, you can stick them up your ass. Doesn't matter what end they go in, they taste delicious. I'm going to get into it now. Thank you. Okay, so what is happening? I really want to get into these projects here quickly, but I guess got to give you this brief recap. If you don't understand what's moving and how things are going to move right here, you're going to be confused and caught off guard, and you're not going to know how to do any of the things I'm going to talk about in the rest of this video. So please have an ADH IQ above 5 and just give me 5 minutes here. This is important. If you don't watch this, you don't deserve any of the gains you're going to make. And you won't have the focus to keep any of your profits here like everybody else just lost all their money. So please, just listen here. I beg you. Also keep in mind, this is all insanely risky. Read the disclaimer. I'm not doing the 5-minute massive risk. This is financial suicide speech in this video. Please read the disclaimer. I wrote it in perfect English so you can read it. I mean every single word in that. It's below this video. Please pause the video and read that disclaimer. It's extremely important. So look. I'm sure you see what's going on right now. Bitcoin is going absolutely nuts. And I mean, it just would have been really, really cool. I mean, if somebody had just told you they were buying millions of dollars worth of it literally right here. Oh man, if you just copy traded that guy. And I mean, you can also see like, wow, Ethereum just absolutely pumping and going mad with it. It would have been really cool if you just had somebody who was telling you to buy it at $2,100. And I mean, even Cardano is moving. It would have been absolutely fantastic if, per se, you would have had somebody to tell you to buy it. And I mean, even some of the bigger coins right now are starting to chunk. You can see Tau. I mean, if only someone had told you to buy tons of it on the 3rd of February. I mean, if only somebody had been talking about it then. Oh my gosh, what? Well, first things first, the number one thing right here is Trump just released the crypto reserve announcement saying that they're going to be buying tons of crypto, Bitcoin, etc. This is the catalyst that we've been looking for. And there's a lot of reasons why this is going to keep pumping, in my opinion, other than this, because the underlying things that have been going on have been like an underwater beach ball. And if you ever put a beach ball underwater, it pops back up. It pumps Get it? So this is first and foremost is the catalyst, but I think there's a lot of things that are going to keep it going, and that's what I want to talk about. I don't want to be like I told you so. I just want to talk about what this signifies. So why is this happening? What is going on right now? I don't know. I'm going to be straight up with you right now. I'm really enjoying this pump because it gives me a fantastic opportunity to make fun of everybody that's been making fun of me for being bullish here. But even that aside, let's get real. I don't even know if this is going to continue going up. This is all just a bet. I'm still giving it 50-50 odds that this is bullish or bearish. But like I talked about last video, the most important thing right here is that if it does continue to go up, we are going to see 10, 20, 30x's on the coins that we've been talking about on this channel. We're going to see massive gains on utility coins like Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Tau, Avalanche. We're going to see massive gains though that greatly outweigh the risk. Like I said last video, the big premise of everything we're doing here is it's like a roulette table in Vegas. I don't want to get on this video and tell you it's for sure going up and then you dump your life savings to it. What I want you to do is look at it like a roulette table. If we win here though, unlike a roulette table, we get 5, 10, 20x returns. If we lose, we're probably going to lose about 50% of our money from these lows if we keep dumping from here. That is a fantastic bet, and that's the bet we're taking in this video. As I talk about everything here, don't confuse any of my excitement or shit talking with certainty. This is just what I think is going on in the market and what I would want to see in the most optimal outcome where we land on that 50% where we win. So please understand that. Now I'm going to go back to being a cocky asshole. So look, the reason why I think this is happening, and I can't tell you the exact reason because I don't have access to BlackRock and all these people that are buying all the coins right now. But the last month, like I talked about last video, it just looked really like BlackRock was manipulating Ethereum's price to the downside, just like they were doing with Bitcoin in 2023. I pointed out last video that if we go look at the price action in 2023, it's very similar to what we saw in ETH, not moving at all. So all the ETH ETFs launched, it did a little bit of a pump, and then it got stuck, and then it just did this whole dumpy dive stuff. The same exact thing Bitcoin did before it did its big leg up. It went and took a big old dive right here, and then went and did its big leg up right here. So look, I don't have BlackRock's telephone number in my back pocket, but this is what they would be doing. If you look at the news that's been going on in the world right now, we are on the absolute edge of DeFi adoption. Banks are adopting it. BlackRock is adopting it. BlackRock's literally putting Bitcoin as 5% of every portfolio, or like the default portfolio. All the big, huge companies are moving to Ethereum for blockchain to do all their financials and have all the fucking benefits of blockchain. I'm not going to explain to you what this tech does right now. You should know. What you need to know is that this is the last razor's edge before this gets adopted across the entire world. And so, of course, they're going to manipulate the price down. You saw Binance smashing and knocking prices down and liquidating people. You saw really big firms. BlackRock literally sunk hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and ETH right before this to knock it down to this big dip we just saw. They're gathering up all the coins. That's what they've been doing. There's absolutely no reason for these coins to be dumping or going south right now, or there's no reason to be calling for some 4-year bear market with the current environment that we're seeing in the world right now, with the U.S. being so pro-crypto, with all the institutions, with all the banks, with everyone being pro-crypto right now and about to put all the real money, the trillions and trillions of dollars, the hundreds of trillions of dollars that are in traditional finance, into decentralized finance, which is the future. So, look. With that happening, I think if we bull right here, we're going to see the bull run we've been looking for in utility alts that we've been wanting to see in 2024. And if that happens, here's how we make the most amount of money. So obviously, if we continue right here, coins like Ethereum are going to do very well. I bought millions of dollars worth of Ethereum the last month at these lows. I got literally in at 2,100. I also got in earlier this month at 2,300 or 2,400. I've been buying the entire time. And my logic with all this is, look, I'm gonna claim clout on my tweets because it's funny. But my view on this is, I didn't know when the bottom was, but I knew we were getting within 5-10% of it. And I just don't care if I'm off 5-10%. No one's gonna remember if you bought Solana at 145, which I was able to buy a lot of it at, or you bought it at 130 when it's at $600. Just no one's going to care. So that's what I've been doing the past month to 2 months with it, because I just didn't see another 4-year bear market happening. And by all means, we're not out of the woods yet, but it looks cool, and let's get excited and flick our dicks with the first sign of good news in months in crypto. But where the huge gains are going to be is Ethereum's just going to do really well. I see Ethereum going to $5,000, $6,000 or above. We'll see. Solana, I think, is going to do really well as well, but it's already done a massive run up. It's getting to $400, $600, not unlikely. Okay. But if we've seen and we go below this, and here's where the massive opportunity is. And as I get into the smaller coins here in a second, that's where the massive, massive opportunity is. If we look at coins like Cardano, Chainlink even, Avalanche, Sui, Dot, Hype, just these big ones right here. And then big giant AI coins like Near, Tau, and then big giant RWA coins like Ondo, or Mantra, which I don't really have too much. I'm not really in on that pump. I'm going to get into some RWA coins that I think are going to outperform from here. It's already pumped so turbo hard. I still think it's a good coin and going to do well, but we're going to see these big chunky coins go insane. I'm talking 5, 6X's, which is really, really good on a coin like, for example, Cardano. If we get like a 4-year bear market right now, Cardano's going down to 30 cents, 40 cents tops. Okay, this thing's not taking another 80% dive. So you can sit in these coins and hold them if we're wrong here. And so before we get into the higher risk coins, I just want to point out those coins that I just mentioned right here, those are good, really basic holds. I would throw in some gaming coins like Beam and Super and just get the top coins in these industries before they start moving. They've already started moving a lot. I think Cardano's probably up like, I don't know, infinite amount of cents right now from where we were buying it at. I mean, geez Louise, man. Man, the reply guys are just freaking wrecked right now. I did not expect to pump this big. Hopefully it remains. But anyways, these coins are going to do very, very well, and they're still at really low prices compared to where Bitcoin is at. And so now what is the situation where we make a ton of money here? Let's talk about the actual smaller industries and the smaller coins to look at. So if we look at Ethereum right here, everything that is going to happen depends on Ethereum. If Ethereum fails to break out here or reverses from this, we're going to be in a really, really bad spot. But if Ethereum goes back up to its old all-time high or starts crossing 3,500 with momentum right here, we are going to see utility alts, which are basically everything except Bitcoin that actually does something. So everything except Bitcoin and meme coins, in short. We're going to see utility alts go wild because they are all in the absolute dumpster. Everyone gave up on them because of meme coins, and then this dump happened in meme coins that made everyone lose all their money. So these things have just been at insanely low prices. And so when ETH goes and crosses $3,500, $4,000, these are going to go nuts and return to crazy highs. So let's talk about these. So I'm really bullish on 3 different types of industries right now. There's a 4th, gaming, that I'm crazy bullish on, but I think that's going to be coming later this year. And I think buying gaming coins at these lows right now, I think you can make a fuck ton of money because they are down, out, forgotten about. And I think that could be the biggest move you could possibly do right now. But I don't think it's going to be happening in the next few months, which makes the move better, but not for YouTube content because you guys want something that's going to make you money 5 minutes from now. All right, so let's talk about that. So the things I think are going to do very, very well are going to be new layer ones or layer ones specifically focused around RWA or AI. Okay. And then I think AI and RWA are just going to be the runners here. Why? RWA ties into everything that goes into traditional finance. Owning real estate, everything that BlackRock does, the stock market, ownership of assets, land, cars, anything you see in traditional finance, what people use and buy, real world assets. That's it, except move to blockchain. It's that simple. So it's the biggest chunk of all finance there is. And all that chunk of finance with all the biggest dicks in the whole entire world is moving over to blockchain right now. AI, why? Look at NVIDIA. And then when you combine the hypiest part of finance with the hypiest part of stock investing, put them together, you have AI crypto. Crypto on top of that, when combined with AI, makes it perform so much better by distributing the power. I have so many AI videos on this channel that will explain to you how it works if you care, but I really believe you fucking don't. You just want to come here and figure out what green button to smash so you make money. So look, I get my audience. You guys are retards. Let's narrow this down. Get out your purple crowns, get out your Chili's coloring book. I'm just going to give you the treasure map. That said, when ETH starts moving like crazy, these 2 niches are going wild. So let's just talk about them real quick. I want to give you some things to look at. And the cool thing about these niches is they are so low and forgotten about right now. I wouldn't say forgotten. They're still at really high places from where we bought them in 2020, 23. But everybody lost all their money on meme coins, and it was all invested in meme coins, and they forgot all about utility. They were shitting on utility all last year. And then they just lost all their money. So then the utility coins dumped even more. And so they're just at silly, goofy prices right now. Now, before I show you these coins, the one thing I want to point out to you is simply this. So the past month or so, or the past, I don't know, 3 months from AI all-time highs. A lot of people have been telling me like, oh, your picks are wrong. You picked bad coins. And look, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm the world's greatest picker, and I get deeply offended when people say my picks are bad. Of course, some of my picks are going to be bad, and I'm just here having a good time. I don't even consider myself a good trader. So look, of course, I have a little bit of ego behind things, but I've said many times in this channel, I don't think I'm the best trader when it comes to crypto. I just try to buy things when everybody's pissed off and angry and losing their mind in fear, and then I hold it for years until it works out. That's exactly what I'm fucking doing right here. I've been holding stuff since November 2023. I saw everybody was angry and super pissed off. I bought a ton again. I did something similar in 2004 at the lowest point Bitcoin got to that year as well. That's my strategy, and it consistently sort of kind of works if you're able to hold for a long time. Please don't take me as me saying I'm always right about everything in crypto. I can't call when it's going to go up or down for shit. What I can do is hold for a long time and put myself in positions that eventually will pay off bigly. And so let me point off right here. A lot of people have been saying, oh, your coins are bad, your picks are bad. When a lot of my coins did 10, 15 X's, and then they went down 70, 60%. And I think what people are forgetting right here is regardless if you like my picks or not, that's fine. If you hate my picks and you hate the coins I talk about, good. All right, great. You can go find your own coins. There's plenty of them out there. But the point I'm trying to make right here is that thought process needs to be fixed before we move on to the point right here. Because if we go look at something like BNB right here, in order to get to this part of BNB where the giant gains were at, okay, these gains right here, where it did 60, 50 X's, I want you to look at how many times you had to hold through an 80% down. One time, here's a 60% dip. So right here, you got up, went down 70%, got up slightly again, then took another 70% dive, got up again, another 70% dive, got up sort of up, 70% dive, and then started going up again. So I want to point out to you that if at any point in this, you had considered this a bad coin, you would have been the absolute biggest fucking retard of all time. There was no point right here where this price even really mattered. Okay, so if you were right here thinking you're a genius, and then right here you've seen this coin's down 80%, you're thinking, oh, I picked the wrong coin. That's really silly because the roulette wheel is still spinning. It's like we're in Vegas right now. We just put the ball down and the thing's spinning, and it's not near right at the time when it's spinning, and so you're like, oh, must be a bad spin, and then you like walk away and run away from the table. That's what people have been doing with this. And I just want to point out, if you want to see the big gains in crypto on low cap coins and mid cap coins turning in the high cap coins, meaning where they're at, they're small now and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. If you want to get to their biggest points, to their best sell points, you're going to have to always hold through multiple 67, 80% dips. There's no getting around it. Like, unless you're trying to swing trade this shit, which you can't, I can't, nobody can do that. The only way for you to get to this glory point right here is you just have to ignore the price right here if you know you've picked good coins or you're in the right industries that are going to move. Okay. So what we've seen in AI coins right here is exactly that. What we've seen in RWA coins is exactly that. And so I'm not here to sit and tell you that my picks are the best picks on our entire earth, but I'm telling you, people that are considering my picks good or bad, or any coins good or bad, based on this typical volatility you always see in altcoins, that's silliness. Okay. Just one little example right here before we continue. Axie, for example, before it did its giant run in 2020, before it did this thing right here, okay, this period right here, there was multiple 40, 50, 60% dips that are so small then compared to where it went. But if you follow this right here, there's multiple times of it going down 50, 60% over and over and over again. And if you had called it a bad coin or ruled it out at any point right then, because of this price action right here, you would have missed all this price action right here. So please, I'm not telling you to get into anything I talk about in this video. In fact, I suggest you don't. There is probably going to be hundreds of thousands of people watching this video. You should use the concepts that I introduce in my videos to find your own coins. Actually think a little bit. That's what I suggest. I don't think you should buy any of my coins. And if you're getting into this and you're brand new and haven't made a lot of money in crypto before, or haven't been in this for years, you should just grab those coins I mentioned at the beginning of the video, those big, large, chunky ones, because worst case scenario, you're not going to lose your absolute butt in them, and you can hold them for a really long time. I'm just trying to point out to you right here that if we're going to be looking at coins right here, we have to understand the behavior of the coins. They are like hot, perfect 10 blondes you take on a date. They are going to be cracked out on Xanax, 2 drinks, and they're going to be crying and talking about some crazy ass shit. And they're just going to be emotional 20-year-old crazy OnlyFans bimbo the entire date. And if your emotions and your rock steadiness are thrown off and you're freaking out every single time she does something weird, guess what? You're probably not going to get laid, my man. Oh, I've just seen so many people losing their mind because these typical hot, perfect 10 blondes are acting like psychopaths and they're shocked by it. I'm like, welcome to crypto. So please understand it before we get into this. Because I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask me, like, well, why haven't they been doing good recently? Because they're fucking 20-year-old drunk hotties. They're not going to behave. They're not going to give you what you want in a nice, consistent way. Go date a fucking round, frumpy orc woman if you want consistency and emotional stability, because you're not going to get it from Svetlana. All right? So I want to walk you through a few of these that I think are going to do very, very well here. Now, I'm going to start with some bigger coins. If you're new to this, you haven't been in crypto for a few years, you shouldn't be playing in lower coins and mid caps I'm going to talk about. Yes, these coins can make those 10, 15 X's, but you're not going to know when to sell. You're not going to know what they're doing. And just like all the people who've seen throwing an absolute fit with my AI coin picks that got up 15X and then they lost all their money, you're not going to have the emotional fortitude to deal with them because you've never dated a hot 10 before. So please, if you want to get into the pumpier coins I'm going to talk about in this video, just be aware it's going to be a ride. And I want to hear you bitching about it for the next 6 months when they take another 50, 60% dive. So look, if we're new to this, where I would start in RWA is this. I would get Chainlink because it's the most important coin on the entire market and it's super duper undervalued. All right, everything that goes on RWA and DeFi needs Chainlink. I would get Ondo. Very easy, simple RWA coin. And maybe I'd get some I don't have any because I want to get the bigger gains, but I would go with the Ondo right here. Absolutely no problem. And then finally, I would probably go and add some Chintai, or actually where my portfolio would start at is going to be, and this is RWA. Okay, so I would be starting my portfolio at Ondo. And then I really like reserve rights. That doesn't really tie into RWA, but I really like reserve rights if you want some big chunky coin. And then where I would start at is Chintai and Clearpool. These ones are really good RWA coins right here. I really like Clearpool. And the one that I don't see listed here, it's about the same size, that actually the two that I'm really, really bullish on, most bullish on, is going to be ZigChain, which is actually at 142 million right here. This is a new L1 that is going to be doing a lot of RWA stuff. And I think this thing is going to absolutely fly. I think this could easily be a multi-billion or at least $1 billion market cap right here. So that's probably one of the ones I'm most bullish on. And then, of course, I think if we're getting below here, I'm going to be going for Pinlink. This thing I think is going to fly easily to $1 billion market cap. This is probably going to be one of the hottest RWA coins. And then, of course, we have good old autos right here, which I think is way, way, way massively undervalued at a $7 million market cap. That makes absolutely no sense to me. It's a giant car network with millions and millions and millions of dollars of cars in it that's going to be connected to crypto. So I think that's going to do phenomenal as well. So those are the ones I would be looking at right there. That's and the thing I want to point out is my RWA portfolio is not nearly as built out as I would want it to. But if I was kind of new to this or I wanted less risk, I would just get Ondo and actually just stop. Just get Ondo and Chainlink, and then that's it. Sit. Now, if I wanted to get a little bit more fun, if I was a little bit more conservative, I'd probably go with Clearpool, Chintai, and then if I wanted the more bigger gains, I'd go with Pinlink and Zig. Now, there's a ton on here that are really good, and I think hate leaving a lot of these out right here. And I'm going to be doing a lot more research, probably doing an RWA video again next week. There's also an RWA, I think it's going to be the hottest narrative, so you need to look for coins that are launching really soon. For example, like Priceless or OMG or Omni, I think are going to do really stupid well as well. So keep a lookout for these things. So those are the ones I'd be looking at right there. When it comes to AI, I think this one is one of the more surefire, easier niches right here. If I'm just starting off, it's a great place for beginners because there's some big, giant, chunky coins already with exposure right here that aren't too high risk. You're not really going to go wrong with Near or Internet Computer if you're starting off. I think out of these ones right here, Tau has the best gains to be had. I love Tau. And what I would also be grabbing is things underneath Tau, like Tau Bot, which is going to be the DEX on there. If Tau takes off, the DEX is going to take off. And then that's going to do crazy numbers like, for example, Radium did on Solana. So if I was building my portfolio there, I would start with BitTensor. Near is fantastic. Internet Computer is fantastic. Tau is my biggest hold in there, and we recently got it at just stupid prices because of these dips. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about Tau. Now, There's a lot of AI coins that I'm interested in, and so I'd watch my AI videos. This really hasn't changed too much from there. What I'm super duper bullish on, I think EOS is going to completely fly. It's going to return past I think it already got to $1 billion market cap earlier, but it's going to fly past that. Akash is going to do stupid well as well. If I had to pick between these two, I'd pick EOS. Akash is fantastic as well. And then if I'm trying to get into where the pumpy or really juicy gains are going to be, Destro right now is still at the lows from this dip at the 20 cents. It was recently at like 45 cents or 50 cents. I think it was its old all-time high. Destro is going to fly. This is the most... I really like the coin. I like the project. I like everything they're doing. But the pump fundamentals and hype behind this, I think, is the best in AI. There's nothing that has better marketing them and more hype behind it than Destra. So I'd be going in on that. Zig also is listed under here as AI. I think what they're doing in RWA is a little bit cooler. But, I mean, they're double dipping right here, so it's fantastic. PAL... old favorite right here. PAL's going to, again, it's very similar to Destra with the amount of tension it has on crypto Twitter and the amount of people looking at it. So PAL is going to do very, very well. On top of that, you have to mention, I don't see 0x0. It's usually around here. I don't know where they're putting pin link in AI. But 0x0, another good classic, big chunky one that's going to do very well. That's kind of where I would end this portfolio at. And there's a lot of other coins that I could get into underneath this that are a bit more risky. All right. So for example, Altura, what they're doing with AI and NFTs, very big, very huge. I think this one will easily shoot back up to 150, 200 million. Neural is a cross between gaming and AI infrastructure. I'm not going to list what every single one does because we just don't have the time for that right here. I think Neural is going to absolutely fly. Node AI, a good chunky one that I think is way too low right now. At 50, this will easily probably get up to 200, 300 again, or wherever it recently was at. And then if we're getting into the bigger ones for gains, Hash, Palm, Taobot, easy 5, 6, 10x's from here. Easy ones. I mean, the Hash at these prices, Palm at these prices, Taobot at these prices is retarded. And the good news for you is if we're looking at the lows right here on these, like this is why I'm making the video right here. If we're looking at the lows right here on these, we're really still at the lows on these coins. These are not going to move for another week or two until Ethereum really gets to its place of 3,500 or 4,000 bucks. That's why I'm making this video right now, because a lot of these coins right here, it's very similar to Bitcoin in 2023. If we go look at the Tau chart right here, all right, for example, this is just yet another game. Hopefully my bids and everything work out here because I've talked so much shit in this video. I'm going to get endless shit back if I'm wrong and we reverse again. But I'll give you an example when I was right and everyone was giving me shit. So if we go look at November 2023, this is when we had, or October, November-ish right here. This is when Bitcoin was making its confirmation of a bull run. And all these smaller AI coins, especially the ones that I'm pointing out here, were still sitting at their absolute lows right here. So this is when I aped and bought millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of AI, RWA, gaming, and a lot of the coins that we're talking about here. And so we've managed to ride it all from here to here. I've been holding the coins that we bought right here all the way from right here. So we're still up, but that's not what I'm trying to point out right here. What I'm trying to point out is I feel it's very similar to this point where a lot of these coins haven't moved yet, but they're about to as soon as Ethereum confirms its move up, which I think it's about to do. They've just been buying too much of it. I don't think they're going to be able to suppress the price anymore. Now, there's a lot of other AI coins that I'm into, but I'm not going to mention all of them here. Ones that I think will pump really good are on a stupid price right now. Vertical AI has a lot of attention. It's one of the smaller ones that could do an easy 10x from here. And then Pi, or Parallel AI, is another one that has those numbers on there that I think is going to do very well. Some other honorable mentions that I'm not in, because you don't need to be in every single damn coin in the marketplace, guys. I know people that are in like hundreds of coins. You don't need to do that. You can interchange them. That's why there's a lot of coins in here I like that I don't personally own. I think Kaido is going to do very, very well. Echelon Prime is one of my favorite coins that I don't own. That's a really good one. I like Ori Chain. All right, that's another one right there I think could do very well, perform pretty well. And I'm really looking in the Litmus right now and considering that one. So those are the places where I'm looking at right now. That's where you should be looking. If I could suggest anything you do right now, don't go and rush and buy these coins. I think you're probably going to have maybe a few days. I don't know. I'm not going to give you some prediction on when they're going to move. It just looks really if we keep moving like we're moving right now in crypto, they're going to go crazy here very soon. So it's all based on if we keep moving. So please, as excited as I am in this video, realize that there's no guarantee we're going to keep moving. As much shit as I'm going to talk, I do that because I think it's funny, not because I'm sure. It's totally up to you what you want to do at this point right here. I've told you what I was doing. I've already bought a shit ton at these lows. So hopefully it works out. What I encourage you to do is definitely go look at these industries I just talked about. And if you're really ballsy, go look at gaming. I think gaming is going to do really good later this year, and everyone buying at these lows right here is going to be laughing. But if you're really short-sighted, go look at RWA coins, go look at AI coins right now, find some gems, get in some groups, talk to some people, dig into these things. I love the coins that I'm in right now. I like them a lot, but I think you can find just as good as coins that are going to do crazy X's that are not going to be put focus on in a video that's going to get 300, 400K views. So that's it. That's all I have to say. If you like this stuff, follow me on Twitter at ZSS Becker. And